Hey Justin, this is one of those questions that's easier to answer with a video. So your question was, for hyperlocal clients, what is the best way to rank target cities in the keywords that they want, like braces in Miami, braces in Fort Lauderdale, et cetera, et cetera. So this is a little bit of a convoluted answer, so I'm just gonna spit it out for you. So number one is, I would say, look at what your competitors are doing. So it looks like you said that you looked at some of them and they looked like they don't have a lot of backlinks and thin content. That's a good sign. So what I would do is, really what you wanna try and figure out is what the site structure that you need is. So for example, if you have a dentist, orthodontist, that is in one city, they have one location, let's say they're in downtown Miami, you'd want to rank that location for Miami dentist, Miami braces, et cetera, et cetera. So there's a couple of ways that you can do that. Number one is you need a dedicated landing page for each one of those keywords that you want to rank for. The same page is going to be very difficult to rank a braces page and like a root canal page, the same page, because there's a lot more competition and people want to find an exact match keyword search. If I'm searching for braces in Miami, I want to come to a page that talks about braces in Miami, not one that talks about teeth cleaning in Miami, right? So anyway, so what you want to do is, if they have a single location, is you want to set up service pages based on the keywords that you want to rank for. So again, going back to the dentist example, so teeth cleaning, and you'd want to target that page to be about Miami. So the on page for that would be the page title. You would say teeth cleaning in Miami. You'd have another page that would be about maybe root canals in Miami, another one that would be about like braces in Miami. And you would just build those out accordingly. And some people will go like really hyper local to do like zip codes. That gets a little bit spammy, because what happens is these websites don't have enough authority to support all those pages. But you can get the Miami braces page to rank for those other zip codes. So that comes into the on-page portion. So again, so what you're going to want to do, a single location orthodontist that has 10 different services, you set up a services folder, and you can look on Webris, mywebsite.org, to see how we've done this with our service page. You set up a service page, and then with underneath that, you set up the actual service page. So the slash services page would be a splash page, right? It would link out to all the sub services underneath that. So it'd be like teeth cleaning, again, like root canal, braces, etc. Each of those would have a dedicated landing page, unique title, unique URL string, unique meta description, all that basic stuff. But then on the actual page, you're going to want to put on at least 500 words of content that talks about the service, that talks about semantic keywords. So if somebody is searching for braces in Miami, what else would they be looking for? How can you help satisfy that query? It would be things like insurance policy. It would be things like parking. And that's where you can throw in like a little maps embed too. You can talk about like zip codes that you service. So, within your little map section, you can say, we also service the communities of Broward, Miami-Dade, et cetera, et cetera. You can throw in all those semantic keywords that are hyper local within that page. You definitely want to have a map embed on that page that then would tie to your Google Maps location. So that's the on-page portion of it. You want to put in images. I would go in, I would take pictures of the doctors, of all the people there, make sure that you get unique photos of the actual office, put them on each of those pages, each unique. If you got some videos to do too, if you can get a talking head video of the doctor that comes in and talks about the different types of teeth cleaning that they do, and their process and all this type of shit, definitely put that on there too. Again, unique content for each one of these pages. You want each of them to be a good experience for whatever that keyword is. So that's the site architecture, that's the keyword. That's if they only have one location. Now, if they have 20 different dentist offices, which is where you're going to want to get to, right? You want to work with multiple location clients because you can charge per location. If they have multiple locations, it gets a little bit trickier. So then what you'd want to do is you'd want to set up a locations page on your website. And I have this done on Webris as well. So if you go to webris.org/locations, each one of those will then link to a landing page that is specific for each city. So like Boston SEO, Fort Lauderdale SEO, Miami SEO. And then what you can do underneath those pages is then you can build out those service-based pages underneath that. So it becomes quite a bit of work, it becomes a lot of content, it becomes quite a bit of design and development, but if you really want to have success, this is what you have to do. So bear with me. So again, going back to the multiple locations. So let's say you're in 5 cities. Let's say you're in Boston, you're in Miami, you're in New York, Chicago, and Philadelphia. So you build a locations page, and then within that locations page would be slash Miami dentist slash Miami teeth cleaning slash, or you could even add another subfolder in there. So it'd be location slash Miami. That Miami page would then talk about Miami dentist. And then underneath that slash location slash Miami, then you would have the service pages. So teeth cleaning, root canal, all those different things you'd have within that subfolder there. So again, you're building out all that unique content that I talked about with a single location, but you're doing it for multiple locations. So again, it becomes a lot of work, same type of on-page targeting, a lot of content writing. It's quite a bit of work. You should be charging a lot of money to do this work. So that would be site architecture. That's the on-page. Then the off-page stuff, you're going to want to get local links, reaching out to local bloggers, any sort of like local partnerships you might be able to do. You obviously going to want to have, if you have multiple locations, each location needs to have a verified address on Google My Business, Yelp, any of those citation pages where anything that has a review, like those medical listing type sites, you want to be on all those. You want to have a dedicated spot on those for each of your verified locations. Again, verified locations are key. You can't just go after a location that you're not there. You got to go after places where you can be verified. You have an office address, so you can get actual physical mail there. So that would be the on page and the backlinks too. Again, I have a really cool video about local backlinks on my YouTube channel for a few years ago. I'll dump it in here as well. But basically the link building doesn't change that much. You can just go out and get two types of links. Number one would be niche relevant links, so going out and get medical links. You can do guest posts, and you can hit up some link vendors. We have some vendors in this platform that will give you a discount if you want to use them. Or you can do it manually, and you can do outreach to local bloggers. So in the city of Miami, there's nobody blogging about Miami dentistry except for other businesses, so you can't do that. But you go out, you find Miami-based bloggers, and use what I call it the pivot method. We're saying you're pivoting to the fact that like the niche isn't going to be relevant, but the location in the city is going to be relevant. So you go out, you find Miami bloggers, you find anyone who's writing about anything Miami related, and you figure out a way that you can get a piece of relevant content on their website and link back to yours. You're going to have to get a little bit creative with that. I can't think of anybody off the top of my head. Again, I have this all in the link building module. You should definitely review that. But that's going to be link building. It's not overly complicated. You can do citations as well. Citations do work for each location. You should have each of those. The Yelp pages, as I said, and that's about it. I mean, the majority of the work really comes in building out those on-page stuff. Definitely look how I have it set up on Webbers because, we rank for Boston SEO, we rank for Miami SEO, we rank for New York SEO, we rank for all those keywords because of how I have those landing pages set up, because of how I've done the on-page. And I even talk about it too in the on-page module in here now that I think about it. Make sure you go back and watch that again because it's important. This information is all in there. So if you have any more questions on that, let me know. Thanks.